Hello there. Bit of a sad week this week as my BMW i3 has gone back after 4 years and 30 odd thousand miles. It was a great little car, but it was time to move it on and look for something different. And its replacement couldn't be more different. We've gone from a small light EV to this. So we've now got an ID Buzz which joins our Q4 e-tron. In Q4 we have until November, so it'll be an interesting comparison as they're both on the same MEB platform. I'm going to have the Buzz for 4 years, so this video is just an initial impressions. I've only had the car 2 days at the time that I filmed this, so everything's pretty fresh and new still. I will do a separate video about the spec and why we ordered what we ordered. But the basics are, it's a long wheelbase GTX 6-seat in Starlight Blue, which you can just about see in the sunlight here. It does look quite black in certain lighting. Oh, and it didn't come with the Volkswagen sticker. I did those. Just because I thought that was funny a few years ago when they did that for April Fools. One of my concerns about getting the ID Buzz previously was the pale interior. Anyone who knows me and my kids will know that a pale interior would probably not be a great choice. So GTX solves that. It's mostly black and grey with some red accents in here. There's a slightly flattened bottom to the steering wheel, because that makes it sporty for 2.7 tons. And there's some fake wood that's not fake wood, but it's nice grey colour. But other than that, everything else is standard ID Buzz. The GTX does come with electric front seats with memory function, and it comes with the Harman Kardon stereo system as well. The front seats also have a massage function, which I'll delve into in another video. It does have a pretty large screen in the centre, much bigger than the one in the Q4 e-tron. But as everything's a little bit different from Audi's MMI, it's going to take me a little while to get used to that. I am liking the 360 camera though. And something this size, that's quite handy. If you're watching this, you've likely watched other ID Buzz videos, so you'll recognise a lot of this. There's centre armrests in the middle row on the 6-seater. Little tray tables and phone pockets on the backs of the front seats. It has the massive sunroof. It doesn't open obviously, but it's an impressive piece of glass. And the long wheelbase GTX does have air vents in the middle and the rear. And despite the issues they appear to be having in the USA at the moment, there are only 2 seats in the back. Not sure why they think that's wide enough for 3 people. Middle row seats are heated, and there are electric sliding windows in the back. Everyone's seen the Buzz box. The Buzz box is the little central console thing. There's not a huge amount of storage in there, but it is useful, and it does unclip like that. Now you have to bear with me here because trying to do this one-handed while filming is not the easiest. But you can relocate it into the middle, and those 2 dividers do move if you want to adjust the configuration on the top. In the 6-seater, you can also flick those up and mount it between the centre seats, which makes it accessible for rear passengers as well. As I say, not easy with one hand, but pretty straightforward if you're using 2 hands. Accessing the rear seats is pretty straightforward. Lift the latch, the seat tips forward and it slides, leaving a nice big wide access. When you're putting it back, you have to lift the latch, push it back, but then you have to manually slide it back from there using the lever on the front. Those seats do recline as well, and if you want to fold them down, lift that and it pops straight down. With the rear seats in place, the boot isn't particularly big, but it does have the little flex board that you can lift up, and it comes with a couple of storage boxes which you can take out, and that's held up with a little gas strut as well. One thing that I'm going to have to bear in mind, given the size of it, is the tailgate. Now, clearly I've tested this with my own car behind, but that would not open from the key because it detected the car was too close. That tailgate is pretty big. Folding the rear seats down is also easy. Pull that little strap, down it goes, and it just clicks into place, giving you a nice big long flat area. The rear seats do come out as well, but the centres are fixed in place. In the back, there is a USB-C point in there and a cup holder, which I've not tested yet, doesn't look particularly great, and the ceiling mounted air vents. Why do I need something this size? That's down to the elephant in the room. Like, I'm 6'4", 6'5", but this...
Alright, little guy.
Yeah, whatever, little foot. So this is set up for me driving. How much space you got?
Plenty.
Right, let me manoeuvre back through here. I've got enough room to sit up. I've got enough leg space. Decent. Even for someone who's a fairly tall adult size, you can slide the seat all the way forward and just about fit in, although the knee space is a bit short in the middle row. And sliding the rear seats all the way forward, he still has plenty of room back there. Plenty of airflow coming out those vents in the back. The properly adjustable like normal vents. And that big sunroof is electrochromatic, which means when you hit the slider in the front, boom, you can see through it. And from the middle row, you've got access to change the climate control as well as your own vents. I think there's only one zone for the rear climate control though, despite there being two sets of controls. Being the GTX, this has all-wheel drive and 335 horsepower roughly, so it's pretty quick off the line. It does have a heads-up display, but it turns out that's really hard to film from the passenger seat when you're driving. One thing I'm slightly surprised about is that when I took it down to my local charger and drove around the car park, it doesn't appear to have a pedestrian warning sound. Which is weird because I expected it to sound exactly like that ID4 and exactly like the Q4 e-tron. Overall then, my first impressions, it's pretty big. There's a lot of space. It looks like it's going to be really practical. And despite the fact that it's a GTX, it's not exactly sporty. But but it is far quicker off the line than you'd expect for something of this weight and size. I'm loving it already. Right, that's all I've got for you in this video. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.